Welcome back to another episode of the Scoreboard. We have a surprise guest. Well, surprise, but we have a special guest. It's not Smokey. Smokey, you're no longer special. I'm sorry, but you're still a guest. Nah, terrible. But we have someone else. We have JJ from Trash Can TV joining us on the show today. JJ is
I'm a very special kid.
You're a very special kid. You're a first-year football head, and you're joining us on the Scoreboard today because you have some stuff to say. And it's always good to have a fresh voice, bring him in when we're giving our picks. And you're not going to officially be counted in our picks or prediction competition, but we're both going to give our picks, and then you can tell us who's right every time.
Okay.
Let's do that. So, Smokey, you ready?
I'm ready, bro.
We've seen an interesting week here. I can't say I'm happy with a lot of results that we've seen, but give me the review real quick. So how have we been doing here?
Not bad. We actually broke even this week, me and you. 9 correct picks each, which is
That's good.
Still well above 500. So we're doing good.
Yeah.
Brings our total. Mine to 64.5 and yours to 68.5. So you still have a 4-point lead on me, and that kind of sucks. But I'll catch you this week.
Yeah, I still want to gain some ground there. I feel like, when you get 9 correct, I think the door is open. I feel like I should be able to get 10 per week, but I haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
You always get these games like the Cowboys.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, to be fair, with 4 teams on bye, there's also not that many games.
I don't know. I always want to do a little bit better, but I have to compare it to the way how I did last season too.
Well, there's only 2 teams on bye this week, so.
Well, yeah.
This week is only 2.
I thought it was 4 last week, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
possible. I don't know. Yeah. This week we have Cowboys and Ravens, I think, on bye.
Yes.
Yes, that's correct.
We may not disagree too much looking over my picks, man.
I've gone over it. I have a couple of them where I'm going to take a shot.
Are you?
Well, I might go against the odds just a little bit, but
hopefully that's not the ones I'm picking that are going against the odds. Then
hopefully not. We've had it before, but let's jump into it. Redskins and the Vikings.
Vikings. There's not much to say here. The Redskins are in the dumps there, and Vikings are really good at this moment. Kirk Cousins is showing out, and they seem to have fixed their problems from early in their season. They're passing the ball well. They're running the ball so well. Dalvin Cook's amazing. Adam Thielen's going to be out, but we still have Stephon Diggs hanging out there, so there's going to be no problems passing. We may see a little more Kyle Rudolph in this one, but I'm going with the Vikings. Faux show.
I'm noticing that the Redskins are astoundingly good at pissing people off, which then later comes back to bite them. Not only the Mike Shanahan situation, but now it's Kirk Cousins right the next week. I'm gonna agree with you. I don't even think the Vikings need a good performance in the air. I think Dalvin Cook's gonna do it by himself.
Oh yeah.
The Redskins had no semblance of offense last week. Granted, on that field it was damn near impossible to play offense. But yeah, they're a terrible team. Still competing for first overall pick, and the Vikings, believe it or not, they're 5-2 right now. They might play a wild card game because that's how stacked the NFC is. So that's a must-win game, and I'm going to agree with that. So both picking the Vikings. But JJ, what's your opinion? The expert opinion.
Yeah, no. I mean, I instinctively also would have picked the Vikings. I mean, that seems relatively obvious.
Instinctively,
the Redskins
logically,
are kind of bad.
Yeah, they're kind of bad.
A little bit.
That doesn't take an expert to
I think they have the 3rd worst record in the league, because there's
the Dolphins
and I think the Bengals.
Dolphins and Bengals are winless.
Tied for last, yeah.
That's pretty much it. How about the Seahawks and the Falcons?
How about not? I would feel good.
How about
if this
potentially
game...
not even Matt Ryan?
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't think so at this point. Matt Schaub, it's not like it's going to change anything in either direction. The Falcons may be going for a high pick right now, and Dan Quinn should be gone, if not before the end of the year, at least at the end of the year. Going with the Seahawks in this, there's not really much of a question. Even though the Falcons are at home, they're still going to find a way to lose this one.
But what do you do with a high pick? Say it's a really high pick.
You got to go running back, right? I mean,
you don't want to pick quarterback.
They tried, picking these guys from, not so great teams in college that actually happen to be stars on their team, these
What do you think you'll trade down? You trade down. If say you like top 5 pick, you trade down. Someone is gonna bite on Jalen Hurts, and you get 3 good defensive players. You can make like the Jerry Jeudy pick or some flashy like that.
Well, yeah, I don't
really need it.
I don't think they need wide receiver help. You know what I would do? I would go for a running back first off. I would use that pick and lock up a Travis Etienne or a DeAndre Swift or. Yeah. Wish Jonathan Taylor was coming out this season. That would be a great pick. But and then you go for your defense afterwards. And I don't really think the individual components are the problem with the Falcons defense. It's coaching. I really believe that.
It's a lot of coaching. It is a lot of coaching. Mm-hmm. That's true. It's evident. Matt Ryan potentially out with an injury this week. Mohamed Sanu's been traded to the Patriots. You're in the tank, and unfortunately, I hope this is going to be the one game that they just happen to play well and upset the Hawks, but I don't believe it, and I want to win the competition, so I'm also picking the Toots. JJ, what's your opinion?
Well, I, of course, also picked the Seahawks, but as opposed to you, I actually want them to win.
You want them to win? Oh, because, division rivals, right. Well, this season it's not really a rival.
I was about to say rival is maybe a bit of an overstatement, but
you don't need the Falcons you don't need to root for the Seahawks for the Falcons not to catch the Saints. I don't think that's not going to be an issue. How about the Broncos and the Colts?
Broncos, Colts. You know, I don't want to pat myself on the back, but I'm patting myself on the back right here. The Colts are just fine without Andrew Luck. I told you that. No one wanted to believe me.
He says it every time.
But they are. And
never distrust a player out of Bill Belichick's system. Note to self.
There you go. Right. And never trust a team with a good offense, or never distrust a team with a good offensive line.
A really good offensive line.
Yes. Now we can distrust Joe Flacco. He is proven to be a non-commodity. We're going with the Colts in this one.
We're going with the Colts. Broncos, to the surprise of many, have actually won some games, which I honestly thought they would actually be one of the worst teams in the league, and it's about time for them to start Drew Lock. Similar situation to the Bengals, I've mentioned it before. You are in to draft a quarterback if the one you drafted is not your guy, and Joe Flacco definitely is not. He's no one's guy anymore. Hasn't been in years, and he needs to go. So start Drew Lock, season's over. You're not going to catch the Chiefs. The Raiders are better than you right now, which is an embarrassment. So I'm gonna definitely pick the Colts here. I think they're doing well, and it's looking to be, after all that's happened, the AFC South is looking to be interesting all of a sudden, because all the teams after week 4 was set at 2-2.
Yeah, it was the only division that was completely tied.
Yeah, and now we're kind of crystallizing the Texans and Colts out here.
The Colts have one less loss than the Texans right now, but they have the same amount of wins. So
Texans are really 4-3, I think.
Yeah, Texans are 4-3 and Colts are 4-2.
I think Texans are still marginally better, but it's close.
Marginally.
And the Colts have a mandatory win, which they're gonna take.
Yeah.
You agree with that?
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah. So far, no disagreements. Maybe we'll get.
I was about to say this one is not as clear as the others.
How about the Buccaneers and the Titans? And 4 or 5 years ago, we would have thought that's a first overall pick and a second overall pick. Jameis Winston, Marcus Mariota. This is gonna be the big one.
In the last seasons of their career as starting quarterbacks, these guys are gonna have one last battle to close.
Is Mariota still a starting quarterback?
I don't think either one of these guys. I don't even think Mariota plays in this game, so
he might already be out.
Yeah, this is probably going to be Tannehill. Yeah. And Jameis Winston, I can't see Bruce Arians wanting to keep him after this season. Just he shows flashes of potential, and then it's gone in the very next game.
He really does. You gotta stop turning the ball over. We said it like year 1. If he turns it off in the next few years, he's never turned it off. Yeah. How many more years is he gonna get? I'm usually an advocate of quarterbacks getting some time, right? I'm never a fan of like the way that the Cardinals did Josh Rosen. That's not any kind of a conduct to me. But like 3 years, 4 years, but that's like you gotta play. 3-4 years, you gotta be on there. So Winston hasn't done it for me, so not the way a first overall pick should, and the quality of quarterback so high in the league, you got to move on. But that being said, what's the pick?
Well, I'm going to go out on a limb and say we're using Tannehill in this game. And since we're using Tannehill, the Titans are going to take this at home. Now, if they go back to Mariota, I mean, I can't switch my pick, but I would, if in my mind, switch that pick. But right now, I'm going with the Titans.
I find this a bit of a tough one to pick, but I'm going to go with the Buccaneers just because I've seen more upside. Highlight of the season for Tennessee was beating the Browns in week 1. And that's when we thought that the Browns were for real, which they turned out not to really be. And the Buccaneers, though, they've put 50-50 on the Rams, and they can have those breakout games. Jameis has beaten Cam Newton in a shootout in week 2, I think, on that Thursday night game. He's had flashes, like you said, and I think this might be one of the flashes that he's gonna have. This is one of the games that even he can win on not his best days, so I'm picking the Buccaneers, and we have a disagreement, so that's good. But JJ, tell us who's wrong.
Well, I think this game could reasonably go either way, but I'm not sure if I'm being 100% logical here, but I'm actually gonna go with the Titans.
All right. Well, then you're not being logical, obviously.
No, that's perfectly makes sense.
You think so? All right.
Next up, we got the Cardinals at the Saints.
Cardinals at the Aints, and I let him announce that.
Cardinals and Aints. I really would like to see the Cards win this just for personal vendetta, but there's not much chance of that happening. We don't know if Drew Brees is coming back in this game or not at the moment, but either way...
The important question, though, does it matter?
It doesn't. It doesn't. They're going to put up a lot of points, and Michael Thomas is going to go crazy in this game. Teddy Bridgewater is very serviceable, and if he doesn't stay as the backup of the Saints next season, he's going to be a starting quarterback somewhere.
He's playing for so much money right now. It's incredible.
So going with the
he
Saints,
only has the 1-year contract
at home.
He is getting paid.
Yes.
Yeah. Agree.
Sure.
I have a personal vendetta in which I would like the Cardinals to lose, obviously. So similar situation, but different outcome. Because they're division rivals. I don't like it. So yeah, I'm putting my faith in JJ's team here. The alleged number 1 team in the NFC. That's debatable. But a lot of people look at it that way. The Saints to take it there.
I mean, if you're looking at record, they're not the number 1 team, but...
A lot of people say they are.
I mean, to be fair, they...
Top 3 for sure, yeah.
Also, if they have all of their starters, like their number 1s, then we're looking at a really good team here, because they are playing with, like, half their team as backups, and they're still winning games.
But, yeah, that's a discussion in itself, though. AFC don't have that. Newest power rankings, I know, grain of salt with the NFL writers, at least it's not PFF, but the newest power rankings have 7 out of 8, the top 8 teams, NFC teams. But the Patriots are 1, and then followed by 7 NFC teams in a row. So
not hard to believe.
Everyone going with the Saints, not a big surprise. Bengals at Rams.
Bengals, Rams. The Rams look good, but that was because they were playing the Falcons. They looked really good. Jared Goff looked like the Jared Goff of last season.
And that's
Bengals,
what we expected.
Yes, and Bengals still look like the high school team trying to make it into college. Team that is playing in the NFL for some weird reason. AJ Green probably not coming back for this one. They're going to keep rolling out their third stringers and practice squad guys. And they're below the Andy Dalton line, Andy Dalton. And the Bengals are going to lose this one in big fashion to the Rams at home.
Well, the Andy Dalton line right now is it's kind of at the bottom of the list anyway. I think that there's no longer a lot of merit to it. Maybe it should be like, I don't know, maybe it should be the Mitch Trubisky line or something these days. I don't know.
Do you think Trubisky's better than Andy Dalton?
Yeah, he's better than Andy Dalton, yeah.
Maybe slightly. Yeah. I think it's the Kirk Cousins line.
Yeah, I was thinking that too, Kirk Cousins line. But then again, the Kirk Cousins line is not very Andy Dalton. Like, it's not very consistent. One day it's top 5, and one day it's bottom 5.
I mean, also,
that is very true.
You want the true average, right? Represented.
It also depends a lot on if they plan to throw it a lot that game or not.
Is it the Jared Goff line?
That may be. Although Jared Goff wins a lot.
Yeah, it might be the Matt Stafford line. I don't know.
I would say Goff has also not been very consistent.
We'll have to draw a line there. I don't know. Yeah, I think we all agree that the Rams are probably going to win this. We've seen Goff struggle mightily against really good defenses and then loaded on really bad defenses. The Bengals happen to be really bad defense. JJ, what is your opinion?
Yeah, no debate here. I don't think there's many teams that I would have the Bengals win over. Maybe Miami, but that's not happening right now.
It's the two-up bowl, and we'll see where that goes.
Exactly.
Eagles at Bills.
Man, this is. I feel bad for the Eagles, right? I mean, they.
Oh yeah.
they played well below their level, what they should be at. I don't even know the word for what they're doing there. Doug Peterson, is a great coach that just can't put it together this season for some reason.
They have great personnel, great talent.
They do. They really do. Great tight ends, a couple good receivers. You got a MVP possibility for a quarterback if he could ever just...
I picked him. I predicted him to be the MVP this year.
I did too. Yes, we agreed on that one. But with that being said, the Bills are still a great team that doesn't score a ton. They're not going to wow anyone with flash and just put up these 50-point games, but they win games, and they do it with their defense and with scoring when need be. And so Josh Allen's great. I'm definitely taking Buffalo in this one.
Josh Allen's great?
Josh Allen is definitely great.
He's great on some days.
Here's
the thing.
More so.
I'm gonna take the contrary position here. I'm gonna pick the Eagles, and here's why I'm gonna pick the Eagles. For most of what you said, you made the point for the Eagles being a top organization, full of talent. What's the one crux of this team that's losing them games this year? Pass defense, secondary, they're terrible, absolutely awful, getting torched every which way by people like Dak Prescott, who should not be torching secondaries like that at least. And if there's one guy who is talented but inconsistent with that sort of thing, it's Josh Allen. And the Eagles have a good run defense. Frank Gore happens to be the strength of that Bills offense. Now the Bills have a good defense. Expect a low-scoring game, but I don't think they'll be able to exploit the secondary as much as we think they might. I think there's going to be a important comeback game for the Eagles because they have to win it. They really do, and they also have to win at Philly against the Cowboys. Pretty late, I think late December is when they're playing again. So that division, it's getting close, and I don't think we have an outstanding team there, but the Eagles are the most talented roster, and I think they'll find a way to make it happen against Buffalo here. JJ, ready to talk.
Well, if you look at the numbers, it seems like Super League should not go with the Bills here. They are, speaking of divisions, they're actually second in the division with the Patriots, which means that, if the Patriots weren't by any chance there, they would easily be topping a division here. So, really good record on the Bills, and I don't see why they would lose it to the honestly very mediocre Eagles.
So you're picking the Bills?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to feel extra smart when the Eagles win this week.
Good term, though. I mean, as much as I like the Eagles roster, I don't like their fans. I like the team.
But do you like their fans less than the Cowboys, though?
You got a good point there. It's kind of close. Yeah.
It's, sometimes you got it.
But
I mean, when they played the Patriots, you were the biggest Eagles fan on the planet, no matter how much you hate them on any other day.
Oh, yeah.
That's how
exactly. And it feels like these guys are superstars. Like, this is a mega team. These guys could go all the way. But I think JJ hit the nail on the head. They seem really mediocre right now.
Not putting it together. And you lose to the Cowboys, you can't do that.
Yes.
But I have confidence. I still have confidence. Chargers at Bears. Speaking about having confidence or having had confidence.
Oh, man. I lost confidence in both these teams. These were potential playoff teams at the beginning of the season. And
I had the Bears win the division. Let that sink in. Right there it looks like they're going to be last.
Oh, man. Never lose faith in Aaron Rodgers, man.
Never.
But we may be losing faith in Uncle Phil right now. This is tough. This is really tough. Both these guys are trending in the wrong direction. The Bears just got blown out by the Saints. The Titans took one over on the Chargers. I'm only going to go with the Bears because they're at home and they are a little less beat up right now than the Chargers.
You take that defense. See, I always like to look at quarterback strength, and it's such a mismatch when you look at it on paper. You make a point about the home field advantage there, but the Bears are on a bad streak. I'm going to go with the Chargers on this one. So we have another disagreement. Phillip Rivers actually is fourth in total passing this year. So he's not. He's by no means is he playing.
Oh
he's
yeah,
sort of in the same role as Matt Ryan.
That's what I was gonna say
last week.
Yeah, it's like Matt Ryan. I mean, it's not his fault.
Because he's also top 5 in passing.
Yes, exactly.
No, it's not his fault at all. And
I
they
think
both
Matt
have
Ryan is
talent
second
around them. You got Keenan Allen, Melvin Gordon, Austin Eckler. Those are great players, just like the Falcons have. But somehow a team that is just underachieving like crazy. And those teams, we know that they are good. They're just underachieving. They can have those breakout games. Even more so to me than the Bears. So Chargers at Chicago with the big win.
I'm gonna go with the Bears here, man. They have a strong defense, as we've said.
I did not bring you on this show to conform like that.
See, the thing is, I've made up my mind on all of these games before we started this. Like, the fact that I'm constantly disagreeing with you is actually pure coincidence. Chargers just haven't been doing what they should be doing so far.
No, they
haven't.
haven't.
They have, as you said, they have
the Bears,
good players.
Do you have a trust in Mitch Trubisky to do what he's supposed to do?
Well, no. But then also you have players like Melvin Gordon who should, for all intents and purposes, be helping your team out a lot.
And you can't trust Melvin Gordon right now.
He just fumbled on the goal line, but they should have obviously won that game. It hadn't been anything else, right?
Well, he wasn't getting in the end zone either before the fumble. I mean, he tried twice.
No.
And couldn't do it. I think Eckler would have actually won the game for him if they would have just went with the hot hand. But, what are you going to do?
So, yeah. I'm the contrarian today. Can't say I hate the role, but we'll see how it actually ends up turning out. Giants at Lions.
Well, battle for the mediocrity line right here. The Lions, I still stand by my statement that they are better than their record. And the Giants could still put something together. But this is another tough one. I mean, I definitely lean Lions in this, and home field advantage makes that even easier to say. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Giants put one over on them because it seems like everybody else is going to. But
it
does
Lions. Seem like it. And so picking the Lions, I'm also going to go with Lions. Even though some trends we've seen aren't really too much in their favor. Kerryon Johnson going to IR. We have Saquon Barkley now returning back to form. And Daniel Jones been too much all over the place, and Matthew Stafford in the similar role, maybe just a tier below the Matt Ryan, Phillip Rivers sort of thing, where he's performing. Yeah, he's playing well.
Oh yeah.
And he's playing at a better record ability level than his team actually has to present at this point. In a tough division, admittedly, but Lions to take it against the Giants here, and in an important one too.
Are we seeing the decline of pocket passers? I mean,
no.
Really good pocket passers that are just not winning?
Nope.
No?
Nope.
Okay.
We're not. You mean as a whole? The pocket passing quarterback as a whole?
Do they not just fit the team? I mean, you have Matt Stafford, you have Matt Ryan, you have Phillip Rivers. These guys are great. They're pocket passers, and their teams are not winning. I mean, you can always point out Tom Brady, but that's
Drew Brees, Peyton Manning, Andrew Luck.
No. Well, Peyton Manning's a bygone era now.
Jared Goff, Jimmy Garoppolo.
This season as a sample.
The pass first quarterback will always dominate the NFL as long as it exists even remotely the way that it's now with the rules set.
But these three guys are also not mobile. No. Aaron Rodgers is a little mobile,
Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes are a little mobile, yes.
But I don't know. It's just the trend that seems to be happening right now. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I mean, I'm not even saying that's the case. I'm just bringing up the question. But
yeah, the pocket passer itself is not going to disappear. Not going to disappear from the planet. But in those cases, these guys are just the teams more than that are underachieving.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Are the teams not fitting?
We both have the Lions.
Are the teams not fitting the quarterbacks anymore?
I don't know, but a lot of cases where it's a defensive problem, though, especially with Atlanta.
Yeah.
So JJ, what is your call?
Yeah, I also have the Lions here. I mean, both of those teams have been a bit hit or miss, but I think that at the end of the day, despite all of that, the Lions probably have the higher chance of winning this, although it could at the end of the day go either way.
Yeah. How about the Jets and Jaguars?
Well, man, that was embarrassing. That was really embarrassing, Sam. I don't know what you were doing, but 4 interceptions against the Patriots is not going to get you anything. That was just me speaking to Sam right now. He's listening, by the way.
Okay.
Can't go with the Jets. I wanted to believe in the Jets, but I mean, we can't say, it's just because that's the greatest defense that ever existed. But maybe Sam Darnold's a bit hit or miss. I don't know. That is yet to be determined. But
I really appreciate that you're trying, and I'm gonna say you're doing a good job of trying to get me to pick the Jets, because you know my opinion, obviously. And I think a lot of people this would work. Before I change my mind, before we discuss, I'm picking the Jaguars. They look more consistent.
Okay.
You're doing a good job of trying to get me to pick the Jets, don't get me wrong. And I will, when the time is right, pick the Jets again. But not after a performance like this. The kid is he the youngest starting quarterback in the league? Second year? But he can't. Is he like 21, 22?
Yeah, I think he's 21.
After a performance like this against the
maybe
Patriots,
Minshew is the youngest.
He might. It's a very young quarterback duel here. That's true. No, the Jaguars have a better defense behind them. Leonard Fournette is toe-to-toe with Le'Veon Bell. Jaguars are the better football team. I think Sam Darnold himself is the better quarterback, but he's not going to make up for all of that. Jets don't have the momentum. I'm going to pick the Jaguars, though I will pick the Jets again. It was a bad performance. It was one of those welcome to the NFL moments. Everyone has them. Baker Mayfield had his. He has a couple this year. And Darnold is also having it this year. So that's how it is. But that doesn't mean he's bad. Doesn't mean the Jets will be bad. They're not going to win this game, though. I'm picking that. So, JJ.
I'm going to be contrarian here. I'm picking the Jets.
Picking the Jets. You believe in Sammy?
I looked at it, and yes, the Jets look really bad. But then you saw Sam Darnold came back, and instantly the whole team ends up working a lot better. And yes, there was a pretty bad loss to the Patriots. It's not like you put up a lot of competition here, but it is the Patriots.
It is the Patriots, yeah.
And while, of course, normally a good team would still perform okay against the Patriots, I still think that you can't really take that game and say that's what the Jets are.
He walks to the Cowboys in the biggest possible moment.
Yeah, and it's like
I
know you don't like the Cowboys that much, but they're not that bad.
They're a step above mediocrity.
Well, he did what Carson Wentz couldn't do.
Yeah.
And if you can beat the Cowboys, I don't see why you couldn't beat the Jaguars.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely a good point. And there's every reason for him to do it. I didn't want to make the pick, but I totally believe that he could. And I'm going to evaluate him after this game and after the game after, because the Patriots thing. I mean, it's the Patriots. I think everyone have problems against the Patriots right now.
Maybe it was just overwhelming.
It's just we've never seen this. I looked up some stats. Actually, you were there, JJ, where we looked up stats. When you look at individual interception leaders for this year so far, the top 3 players are Patriots. It's crazy. That doesn't happen. It's absolutely insane. The Patriots would be 3-4 if Tom Brady took a knee on every single offensive snap so far.
I think it was 2-1.
No, 3-4 because of the safety against the Jets. So the defense alone in points would have won 3 of those 7 games, and
better than
a couple of other ones. It was also really close. So they would have lost
a lot
some
of teams. Yeah,
they would have lost some by 3. So it's really close. They'd be the 7th seed in the AFC, having not run an offensive play. this year. So yeah, that whole thing being said, Jaguars, and JJ picks the Jets. Maybe he's going to be the expert on this one. Panthers at the Niners.
Well, can we say the second best defense in the league right now? I think
They actually rank highest in total defense, but granted they've played a game less.
it's true. This should be a really good matchup right here. It should be a close battle, I think. Kyle Allen's bringing the Panthers out there to face Garoppolo and the 49ers, and it's going to be a run-heavy game. This is going to be this trio of running backs that Shanahan throws together versus Christian McCaffrey by himself. That's going to be the entire
who's by himself,
team.
pretty much a Hydra running back with 3 heads, because he can do it all.
He is
this
the
game.
committee.
This game has huge implications for the Panthers more so than the Niners, I think, in terms of how they go forward. If Kyle Allen has a good showing and gets close or even manages to win this game, he's starting. Cam Newton is looking for a job in the offseason. I think this is it. Because if he manages to win against that defense, you cannot bench him. You can't bench him again.
I can see that, yeah, for sure.
Not gonna happen. So that being said, what did you actually make your pick?
Well, I'm going with the 49ers. I'm going to just keep picking them until they lose, or if they happen to face someone who's on fire. I don't know. But, that game was a monsoon, so it wasn't really impressive. But they still managed to win. They still...
That was ugly.
As ugly as it was, they dominated the game. So, going with the 49ers.
But that's defense. That's how it is with the defense. And I think they'll do it again. Kyle Allen, he's really good. I like Kyle Allen. He's doing well. Again, this is going to be an important game for him. I think this is going to be one of the ones where he just runs it into a wall a little bit, because he's going to be facing a defense, something the likes of which he just hasn't seen yet, and that will be normal. It'll be acceptable. Everyone expects him to have troubles. Gonna go with the Niners too. Similar philosophy to you, and I do with the Patriots. You pick them until they lose because you don't have an excuse to not pick them. That being said, though, I still do want to do the bet, so I'm putting one can of monster on the Panthers. Just over insurance, because I believe the Panthers have a legitimate shot, not like the Redskins, where I did not even make that bet because I was sure they were not going to win. So, JJ, what's your call?
Yeah, as you both said, I can't go against the undefeated team here. The 49ers have had a really strong showing so far, and I don't see why they would lose this, hence I have to pick him.
Yeah, Kyle Allen, by the way, is confirmed to be starting over Cam Newton while he's still rehabbing. If that's a good or bad thing, probably a good thing for the Panthers.
I think it's good. Yeah, I think that goes in their favor. Although I heard a really strong argument about from a Panthers fan about why they're going to start Cam Newton as soon as he comes back, but I don't see why. Oh, just because of the money he's paying, because of his previous record, just because he's an all-around better quarterback than Kyle Allen. He also made the argument that Kyle Allen is not winning these games, that Christian McCaffrey is winning these games.
But Christian McCaffrey was around weeks 1 and 2, right? Was Christian McCaffrey there when Cam Newton got outdueled by Jameis Winston?
No, they lost those games. Yes,
they lost those games. I think CMC was there and played really well. Yeah. Well, Kyle Allen is playing head and shoulders above Cam Newton. I don't care who's getting how much money. Who was picked first overall out of Auburn, and they had all that college record. And this is the test. If Kyle Allen looks good at this one, you know he's for real. If he holds his own against his defense, you know he is for real, and he has to keep starting. That's my point on that. How about the Raiders and Texans?
Raiders and Texans, I am definitely going with the Texans. The Raiders are not looking bad. Josh Jacobs is a for real running back in this league, and he is going to be great as long as he's healthy. But with that being said, I can't trust Derek Carr over Deshaun Watson, because I don't know if you know this, but Deshaun Watson is a really good quarterback. He's elite.
Yeah, I know that actually. He's very good. Yeah.
Would you say I didn't know if you were Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah, he's not on the level with Patrick Mahomes.
I would say he's on that level. Good. Yes.
Yeah, I know you would say. I know some people say that, but it's not quite the objective truth. But he is very good. Deshaun Watson is outstanding.
I didn't know if you were aware of that. So.
I'm very aware. I'm seeing him do it. Awesome. I'm also aware how well he's being protected and how he barely gets hit these days.
Yeah, the O-line has stepped up big time.
Stepping up. That Tunsil trade not looking so bad right now. Yeah, they're going to beat the Raiders. Trade Garyon Conley away? Okay. People say, oh, it's a good move because he didn't perform, but it's still John Gruden making those trades, and I'm not gonna trust anything that he does. That's the guy who traded Khalil Mack and Amari Cooper, who are now balling for the teams. The Raiders, no, I think I'll say this every week all season, but I don't believe the Raiders. I think the Chargers are a better team. I think the Chargers will end with a better record than the Raiders. The Raiders should lose that division. I'm not sure how they stack up against the Broncos. They're not a good team to me. And the Texans should easily take this game. I have no doubt. Deshaun Watson, who is making a push for the MVP conversation, which, by the way, we'll get into after these predictions, has to win the game and has to do so convincingly.
I'm not as pessimistic as you about the Raiders, but I am still going to say they're going to lose this game against the very good Texans. I don't think there's much of a debate here, although it is on paper closer than it should be. But again, it's just because the Raiders had some wins that maybe they shouldn't have really had. Yeah. But yeah, no, Texans
would agree. And how about the preseason AFC Championship game, Browns at the Patriots?
Well, here's what's going to happen here. The fighting Baker Mayfields are going to go into this battle to be sacrificed. And the preseason hopes and dreams of everyone in Cleveland and a lot of NFL fans around the world are going to be crushed yet again because this... I think the Browns will score. I think they'll do better than the Jets. I think they'll put up points. But it's not going to be close.
Run Nick Chubb a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, what else can they do? That D-line looks good, though. I don't think he's gonna run down the field like he usually does. But
no, that Patriots defense is insane. Oh yeah, I can't wait for people telling me how Baker was a better pick than Darnold. By the way, after he throws only 3 interceptions against the Patriots.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I had him fourth.
Yeah, that's gonna be great. But no, Patriots are gonna win this game. Again, same thing. You can't pick them until they lose, and they don't look like they're gonna lose. Because that defense is unlike anything we have ever seen. And the one test that I'm looking forward right now is going to be Patrick Mahomes at his full strength in Kansas City when they're facing it, I think, week 14. Later down the line, and hopefully in the playoffs again. But right now, I mean, I don't know. I don't know a way to get past the Patriots, honestly. They're getting better and better every single week. It seems it's all defense. It's all defense. The Browns have no answer against us. At bold prediction, Odell Beckham is going to get ejected in this game. That's my bold prediction, because he's going to be so fed up by being shut down by Stephen Gilmore. He's gonna go nuts. He's gonna get ejected.
That might end in a fist fight right there.
Yeah, that's my additional pick. But yeah, Patriots over the Browns.
I mean, the real question here is, and I've jokingly said this before, which side is going to get more touchdowns out of Baker Mayfield throwing the ball? Yeah. That's the real question here.
And that's a pick 'em right now, I think. Honestly, yeah. I don't know. We should probably not disrespect the Browns like that because they're always good for performance at least. But yeah, I think we all agree on the Patriots. Packers and Chiefs late game. How about this one?
Woo, now this would have been a preseason dream right here, but the fact is Patrick Mahomes is not going to make this game. And Aaron Rodgers was on fire with that perfect passer rating. 5 touchdowns. Touchdowns for everybody. You showed up to the game, you get a touchdown. Packers going to roll over the Chiefs on the road on this one because Chiefs are still a really good team even without Patrick Mahomes, but they're not better than the Packers are right now.
Are the Chiefs a really good team without Patrick Mahomes?
No, they're good, but not really good.
I think there's a bunch of teams that the Chiefs don't. I think they're mediocre without Patrick Mahomes. Honestly, I think they're not very good without him. Aaron Rodgers, he's scary. What he did to the Raiders, and it was the Raiders, but my God, that might have been the best game he ever played, and he played a lot of games. And
perfect passer rating.
Yeah. This could have been the game of the year save for Patrick Mahomes not being there.
Yes,
if he was there, this could have been the game of the year, and this would have been a must-see for everyone. But now it's gonna be, it's not gonna be pretty because the Chiefs' defense is terrible, and Aaron Rodgers is feeling it right now, and he's gonna make his case for MVP. And he's going to make it good because he's going to torch that defense, and the Packers are going to win this rather easily at Arrowhead.
Well, they do call him Mr. October.
They do.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly think that I might have picked the Packers even if Patrick Mahomes was playing.
All right.
So
then it would have been a decision, though. Then it would have been,
of course.
Yes.
I'm picking the Packers. I mean,
we all picking the Packers. Not a big one there. How about this instant classic?
Monday Night Football.
Live on ESPN. How about the Dolphins? How about the Steelers?
Let me tell you about this
ratings. Are they still not flexing games into primetime? What's happening? I thought they will do that now.
Obviously not, because why wouldn't you just drop the Packers and the Chiefs into MNF?
Yeah.
But let's go with the ratings vacuum. These teams are on fire right now. Steelers are doing much better than the Dolphins, though. I can say that. Mason Rudolph is much better than. I know you don't want to hear this, but he's better than Josh Rosen. And Josh Rosen
better than Josh Rosen.
He's probably not going to play, though. I mean, like I said, that proclamation of our starting quarterback for the rest of the season lasted all of 2 quarters.
Is Mason Rudolph in Miami better than Josh Rosen in Pittsburgh?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, just from watching college games, you can't really compare.
I really hope
games.
that Josh Rosen goes to an actual NFL franchise at some point in his career and actually gets a chance to show what he is.
I know you believe in the kid. I've never seen it. I do. I don't know.
There is a way. I mean, listen, you could waste a quarterback. I've seen it. It's happened before. Anyone remember Deshaun Kaiser? Anyone? Remember the name? He was up there in the same conversation with Patrick Mahomes, Deshaun Watson, Mitchell Trubisky for months. People had him the number 1 quarterback in that class. What happens? He goes to Cleveland. Never the same after.
Wasn't he the 4th round pick though?
I think he was a second. He wasn't that late.
I know. What was it? Miles Garrett was first that year, right?
Yeah, Miles Garrett was first round pick. But what happens? He goes to Cleveland. They lose every game. Gets traded to the Packers as a backup. He's never the same again. He's haunted to this day because of you can take a quarterback out of Cleveland, but you can't take the Cleveland out of a quarterback.
He's in the history books right beside Brett Hundley now.
Yeah, he's lining up for the XFL draft now. So. It's tough, but
that's happening after the Super Bowl.
The XFL already has drafted.
Landry Jones.
Connor Cook. There's some interesting names in there actually.
Oh yeah.
Have you picked a team? Do you have a team that you support?
I'm gonna say Tampa right now because of Aaron Murray.
All right. I mean, we decided on St. Louis actually.
Go Hawks.
Yeah. Not Hawks. You can't say go Hawks. You have to say Battle Hawks. That's the disclaimer. You can't just say Hawks. But we like the logo. We like the location. I don't have any bad blood with that location.
If you turn the logo upside down, it says SL for St. Louis.
It does. It's pretty good. And the as long as the Rams weren't St. Louis, they always sucked. So I don't care much about that. Coming back to Monday night, I'm going to pick the Pittsburgh Steelers to beat the Miami Dolphins.
Of course.
Really?
Yeah.
Going out on a limb with that one, huh?
And JJ, how about you?
Well, I think the same philosophy as with the Niners and Patriots applies here. I have not seen the Dolphins win a football game, so I'm not gonna pick them. You know,
that's a good point. That's fair, I guess.
And as far as I'm aware, the starter is already confirmed to not be Rosen.
Is it right? Remember when the starter was confirmed to be Josh Rosen for the rest of the season, and then he started one game and they took him out?
Half a game.
I mean, how do you expect a quarterback to ever gain any confidence in the NFL like that? Like, honestly, you might as well throw him in the trash then and there. You can't do that to a kid. That's not. You can't do that. That's insane. But that's
sad.
luck. That's luck. It's sad. It's lucky. Yeah, he's happy.
I think they may have actually ruined his confidence from permanently so far.
It's gonna take years of Andy Reid to fix this damage.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not easy. That's so sick for the guy, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Maybe he's gonna end up on the Steelers in a year. How about that? Maybe.
Yeah.
At least winning culture. But yeah, that concludes our predictions for this week, and we had more controversy than we thought we would. We thought we would agree on a lot of them.
For sure.
Mostly stirred up by me because I'm gonna say I was adventurous with this week. I had with the Eagles pick, with the Chargers pick. I did definitely go on a limb a bit, but Buccaneers. But we'll see. We'll see what turns out. Maybe I'll turn out to be the idiot or the expert. But let's get into some more NFL talk. We already mentioned some of the names, but we're getting closer to halftime of the season, and that means it's time to start talking MVP. Actually, that happens after like week 2. But now it's time to start talking MVP for real. And for me, the runaway MVP, basically from week 2, was Patrick Mahomes. And now with him being injured and missing even just a couple of weeks, which is huge, I want to open that discussion up again because to me it's now an open debate again. And it's extremely wide open looking or seeing as how far we are already into the season. Usually it's not that wide open this late into the season. So Smokey, what's your take there? Give me kind of like a little bit of a list, and what do you think? Who's in it? Who's realistically in it?
Well, I think this comes down to 4 names right now. And
4 names?
Yeah, I do, because Deshaun Watson has hung on, and he's in that discussion. I think the rest of the season, how the team performs is going to actually make a difference in whether he's there at the end of the season or not. But as far as other names, of course we have Aaron Rodgers. You can't count out Aaron Rodgers. Russell Wilson is having a career season right now. Probably the best season of his career up to this point. And the last name is maybe a long shot, but I don't see why he wouldn't be right up there, and that is Christian McCaffrey.
Okay.
Because I know like it's usually a quarterback, and rarely do running backs get it.
It is a quarterback.
Yeah, but
that's why Offensive Player of the Year exists. So the quarterback can be MVP every year,
and he's definitely winning that, if not MVP, for sure.
Wait, but did you just casually state that Patrick Mahomes is out of it because of 3 weeks?
No, I didn't even mention Patrick Mahomes.
You did not mention Patrick Mahomes. That was not one of your 4 names.
No.
Listen, so what's up with
Patrick Mahomes had 2 bad games before he was injured.
Well, yeah, he had not great games, but
I was gonna bring that
who
up
on this
too,
list
yeah.
hasn't had bad games? Who is still leading the league in passing?
Is he? I haven't looked
even after being out
after this week. Is he still leading?
He's still leading the league in passing.
Yeah. Oh, I guess that makes sense. Aaron Rodgers.
Who was on pace to break every record by all sorts. I mean, yeah, we have other great players, obviously. But Patrick Mahomes is not out of this race. He's coming back.
Well, maybe. It depends on how long he's out. Because we saw where Carson Wentz was the runaway favorite one year, and just because he missed the last couple games due to injury, he was taken out of the conversation.
Did it end up being Matt Ryan? Who was it that year?
That was the season after Matt Ryan. That year was Tom Brady.
That was Brady, and then it was Mahomes after, right? Yeah. Right.
Yes.
Yeah, that's how it was. Yeah. So yeah, first of all, let me shoot down that CMC thing. Yeah, no. Quarterback all the way. We don't even need to. We like to do it every year, just like we like to talk. We like to bring interesting names for the Heisman every year. The MVP of the NFL is gonna be a quarterback, and a quarterback of a winning team. That's how it's always gonna be.
And the playoffs at that, not just above 500.
Yeah,
you have to be in the playoffs.
For sure. So I agree with a bunch of names you mentioned. Deshaun Watson and Russell Wilson are in the conversation. They're definitely good candidates. Aaron Rodgers to me might be the front runner. With that game, it's not like we were really doubting that he couldn't do it anymore the way he does it, but that was just making a statement that yes, I can. He continues to do that, and that offense seems to be working. It's one of the only times in his career where He has a resemblance of a defense and a run game with him. Last time that happened, he won the Super Bowl. And that only happened evidently once or twice in his career. So that's going to be a dangerous situation. He does not have to play hero ball every single week, and that is the best situation for him to be in, because he can still do it when he needs to or when he wants to, just to show off. But yeah, he's smelling that MVP, and to me, he's a front runner. Mahomes, still quality-wise in it. How long does it take for him to come back? Does he miss 3 weeks? 4 weeks? I don't think 4 weeks can be. I don't think you can overcome 4 weeks. I don't think that's going to happen. But if he misses, say he misses only 2, say he misses this week and then he's back, I think he's in it. Watson and Wilson definitely have a good shot, and I think that's about the extent that it really legitimately when I'm going to. It's not going to be a defensive player as much as we want. It's not going to be a running back or a receiver. Do
you want a really dark horse, like a long shot, but still a possibility? If this guy goes on a tear and he happens to win out, which is a long shot, but that's why I'm bringing this up, and he earns a spot in the Super Bowl due to his play, Lamar Jackson.
And who's that? Is it Lamar Jackson? Oh, I like that. I do like Lamar Jackson. I mean, people will say Dak Prescott's in it, which to me is insanity. Lamar Jackson, yeah. I can see it. That he's definitely been impressive. That's for sure. So him over CMC all the way. Now we know that it's not all record. It's a lot of record and it's some stats. But look at someone like Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy Garoppolo doesn't have realistic MVP chances, even though he's undefeated so far, because he's a game manager, right? He's not going to lead the league in passing, and he's not going to be asked to, because that's not how the team built. That's not how the offense is built. Similar situation to, like, say, a Jacoby Brissett. They have a great record. They're doing well, but he's not the central part of everything. They can win without having to everything going through him. So those guys are not legitimate MVP candidates, even though they are very successful. I think Lamar is actually a good shot. JJ, you want to chime in there? What's kind of your view on the situation?
Honestly, it's tough for me because, as you said in the intro, I haven't really had that much experience with football, and the MVP discussion at the end of the day, as you also said, doesn't just come down to who was the best player. And so for me, it's tough to judge all the criteria that they will inevitably end up using. And I can agree that all the players that you mentioned are very good players. But again, I don't know exactly how the decisions are made. Thereby, I can't really chime in too much here, I think.
How about, I'm going to throw another crazy name out. Kyle Allen.
Ooh.
How about Kyle Allen? Not going to happen, but how about it, though? He beats the Niners this week. He goes on to
if he takes
he goes on to beat the Saints.
Yeah.
And competes for this division spot, and he makes it to the playoffs. Wins the wild card game.
That's another name that he's gonna have to win out. I know it's not just record, but he being a backup. Wow, that's crazy.
It's not gonna happen realistically.
No, it's not. But there is a chance if he won out, earned a spot in the Super Bowl, and actually was the biggest part of the reason they're in the Super Bowl. But then I think if that happened, it would go to Christian McCaffrey rather than Kyle.
Think so? No.
Yes.
Remember? No, it would not, because remember when we had Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott be drafted at the same time, and Dak Prescott happened to be the quarterback of the team that Zeke Elliott carried to a lot of wins and a playoff run. And guess who was offensive rookie of the year?
Yeah.
The quarterback.
Yeah. It sucks.
It's just how it is. It's just how it is in the NFL. So no, it's gonna be the quarterback of the Panthers if they, which I'm gonna stress, I don't believe, make it.
No, it's not gonna happen. But
I'm pretty confident that we have mentioned the one who's ever gonna be. We mentioned him with the list of 4 or 5 people. It's gonna be one of those guys. I don't know what would need to happen for that not to be the case. So, but let's say this though. Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson versus the field.
Wow. That's tough, man. I think we have about a 50-50 chance of one of those two versus the field. Which is saying a lot. Yeah, which is definitely saying a lot because those two guys, that means that they're, much more than anyone else as far as their percentage of winning, percentage of their chances.
You get Deshaun Watson, you get Mahomes and the Lamar Jackson sort of outside chances.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, if I had to put money on it right now, if I just had to, I'm definitely picking either Russell. Yeah, if someone says, "Hey, you have to do this right this moment," I'm definitely picking either Russell Wilson or Aaron Rodgers.
I'm picking Aaron Rodgers.
I think I lean Aaron Rodgers. Yeah.
I'm one of the people who tells everyone always in any moment ever to pick Aaron Rodgers no matter what it's about.
Yeah.
And the one time I don't adhere to it myself, I get burned. And that happened this season. You were there. I think I pick the Bears. I picked the Bears.
That's why I've been reminding you. Yeah, I've been reminding you ever since to always trust Aaron Rodgers.
If you write a book on life advice, you better follow it yourself. And I'm not gonna pick against Aaron Rodgers. That's that. If you tell me to pick the MVP, Mahomes is out for 3 weeks, I'm picking Aaron Rodgers.
Mm-hmm.
So that's gonna be my final verdict. JJ, you want to just give a final name, just a final verdict too?
I mean, first of all, if the two of you are agreeing on something, there's a reasonable chance that it's not that far from the truth. And second of all, as you said, like a lot of the other names have some caveats. Like Patrick Mahomes is likely not going to happen, especially because, as we also said already, his record isn't actually looking that great. So Aaron Rodgers looking good so far. He's probably gonna do some more stuff in the near future, and I don't see why he wouldn't be MVP.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna close that discussion. I'm gonna just say a name, and we're not gonna discuss it, but I'm gonna say it just for people to let it sink in, and then we hop right into the last topic. All right, y'all ready?
All right.
Kirk Cousins. All right, talk about the MLB. We have the World Series coming up between the Houston Astros and the Washington Nationals. Washington Nationals never won an MLB championship before. And are they going to pull off the big upset? No.
No.
Is that it? JJ, do you agree? Yeah. Long answer is the short answer is no, and the long answer is also probably not.
Hell no.
I don't believe it. Do you want it to happen though?
No.
Do you root for him?
No, not at all. Well, actually, it's sour grapes. That's all it is. The Nats are not a bad team, but one of the weakest teams in this entire playoffs. And they should not be there right now. There should be a better team. There should be a Dodgers or a Braves in that place right now. But those two teams crap the bed severely. They're gonna have to buy new mattresses. There's no way around it.
That's true.
And that's what led to the Nats facing the Astros in the World Series, and they are gonna get a mud hole stomped in them. I'm saying the Astros in 5 games.
In 5 games, that's.
Yes.
I mean, the way you led up to that's even a generous pick to even give them 5.
Yeah. Well, there's a chance they're gonna sneak one in. I mean,
I would agree.
If it's in 4, I would not be surprised.
No, I think it could be closer as people might think it will be, but everything have to go the Nationals' way. I guess it's the Cinderella story and everything, but then again, it's the 2010s are the first decade since the 1910s. That an entire decade, the Yankees did not make a World Series, which is something that we can appreciate in and of itself, thanks to the Houston Astros.
Yes.
But, I'm going to agree with that. I'm going to make the rational pick. I'm picking the Astros. I did have, and I think I had the Dodgers over the Astros, if I remember correctly, in the earliest prediction. It might have been the Red Sox. I don't know. But I think I had Dodgers over Astros. Didn't happen that way. It's something that I would have definitely loved to see. I mean,
you definitely had the Red Sox because I had the Astros and Dodgers in the World Series, and the Astros winning it all.
Okay, then I had the Dodgers. Then I had the Dodgers being the Sox. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe, but Astros are gonna win it, and Jose Altuve is insane. I've never seen such a small person pack such a punch with a baseball bat. It's crazy. Yeah, they are gonna win it. To me, I'm gonna go 6 games though. I'm gonna say it's gonna be. This is gonna be. We might be like tied at 2 or something. That's the maximum amount of excitement that we're gonna get out of this. I think.
Yeah.
Even so, that's like the pinnacle of how close it could be. But at least if we get there, there's gonna be a few days of uncertainty, and I think that's at least something that we would wish out of the situation. But yeah, we do agree on the Astros. So JJ, do you want to chime in? You're not a baseball head at all, really, but do you want to make your pick here? Do you want to pick the Nats? Just to go with it.
I was about to say, let's just to be contrarian, I'm just going to pick against you. I'm picking the Nationals, whatever.
In 4 games, obviously, right?
Well, no. Let's go the full 7. I mean,
oh boy, I wouldn't mind that. I would never mind a 7-game series, no matter who's playing.
Yeah, well, if the Nationals somehow win this thing, it's definitely going to be in 7 games and not less.
Yeah, that's true.
But if they were to, that probably the upset of the century so far.
Yeah, possible. I think we've never had such a lopsided World Series in terms of the odds going into it. But maybe put a 5 or a 10 on the Nationals. You never know, man. Just challenge your fortunes.
The betting
win
odds
you
are probably
$75. Yeah,
the betting odds are pretty good. That's true, but we'll see. Not the matchup that everyone has wanted to see. I think most people wanted to see Dodgers and Astros outside of their own favorite teams.
Dodgers
obviously.
and Yankees, maybe. Yeah.
Dodgers, Yankees.
Yeah, I mean, the rest. I mean, the Yankees still has a humongous fan base across the world, but
yeah, they do for some reason. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
sort of like
everyone.
I feel like the Yankees are sort of like the Cowboys of the MLB.
Yeah, America's team, you know.
Yeah.
Although the Braves were once upon a time dubbed America's team.
Yep.
But like I said, they're mattress shopping now.
Yeah, that was not a good moment. But yeah, I think that's enough MLB talk. We'll get back to it once we have some results. See what way that went. We all expect the Astros, except for JJ. He's picking the Nationals. Maybe he's done more research than us. Maybe he's better informed. Maybe knows something we don't. And if the Nationals win, you definitely are gonna get a good noodle star for that one. And I don't know. We'll hang your picture on the wall saying baseball expert or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
But if you get that right, you're invited to join us for every scoreboard, because that means you clearly are an expert.
I'm honestly more hoping on getting the best record here on the NFL week bets.
If you want to, you can track it.
I mean, it pretty much comes down to, if Smokey wins over you and the Jets beat the Jaguars, then I have the best record. In any other situation, I don't.
Because you picked the Jets as opposed to both of us.
Yeah, and with all the other ones, I agree with Smokey.
That's true.
So yeah,
we'll see about that. I think I'm good for, like, if all my calls come, all my gambles come through, I'm good for 12 wins this week. I feel like, but I might be sitting there with 7-2. That's the thing with my.
That's
strategy.
always a possibility.
So worst case scenario, we might be tied next week. After this week, we might be tied in the overall standings. Do not want that to happen, but that's just how it is. Sometimes you gotta take risks. Everybody, thank you for listening to this episode of The Scoreboard. I hope you did enjoy it. Let us know. Share your predictions with us in the comment section of this video. If you're on Beyond Football, go on ahead and check out the Trash Talkers, and also Trash Can TV with JJ. JJ, hi. Say hi.
Hi.
Hi. On Trash Can TV, that's a gaming channel where JJ plays video games together with me, and it's fun.
Mostly Hearthstone. But
we also have a miscellaneous gaming channel, which is Trash Can TV 2. Which is sensible and logical. But go check that out. If you're on the Trash Talkers channel, come on over to Beyond Football and Trash Can TV. Check all of those channels out. Maybe you'll find some content that you end up liking. As of for now, thank you everybody for watching, and we're going to see you in the next one.
Deuces.